Hey guys, so this is my sister Hannah. Hi! And today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to do good ballet or performance buns for a performance. So performance season is now here and I thought that I would do a tutorial on how to do a good bun. So there are going to be two different buns in this video. One of them, well technically there's actually kind of four, there's just two different ways to do it. So one of them is going to be with your hair parted and a different way of twisting your hair, and then one of them is going to be with your hair back and another different way of twisting your hair. I'm doing this because so many different types are required for different reasons or personal preference. So when it wasn't required, I would typically leave my hair parted because I feel like I look like an egg with my hair slicked back. But then sometimes it was required for your hair to be completely slicked back. So we're going to be doing it on hand, so that's what we're doing today. So let's just get started. So I'm gonna be back here for a minute. First you're going to want to completely brush out the hair. It's best if your hair is actually a little bit dirty or if it's wet. So don't wash and dry your hair and then try and do it in a performance bun because it's not gonna work well. You want your hair to be wet or a little bit dirty. And if you want to help with the texture a little bit, you can use dry shampoo. But if it's dirty, it'll give the bun something to grip onto so it'll stay better instead of just slipping it out. And this one is going to be leaving her hair parted. So this is where Hannah parts her hair, so we're just going to leave it here. And while I'm brushing, I'm gathering it in the back of her head into my hand. This is going to be a low bun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start twisting her hair. And if you're doing someone else's hair, it helps if they sit here and hand you bobby pins while you're doing this. Start twisting up like this, and then we're gonna pin it. Don't do the whole bun, just start the twist and then pin. And then we're gonna twist a little bit more. And pin again. Then twist a little bit more, pin again. So just twist little sections at a time and then pin it. You want to try and keep the bun as flat against your head as possible. I like to call this bun the cinnamon roll because it looks like a cinnamon roll. I don't know if I'm the one that came up with it or if I just thought that I did, but we're just going to keep twisting until we get to the end of the hair. And at the end of the hair, usually it gets a little bit shorter and the twist isn't even anymore, so it makes it a tiny bit harder. But do the best you can, and then we will be adding a hairnet. This type of a bun is a little bit harder to do if you have layers. So this isn't typically the bun that I would do, but if you have really long, thick hair, you want to try and twist it as tight and as flat as you can. And then once you have the outline of the bun done, you can go ahead and add a couple more pins throughout the whole thing just to get it to look the way you want. Then the next step is to take a hairnet that matches your hair and to put that over the bun. This will help it stay better, it'll help it look cleaner, and if you have little layers poking out, kind of like this, it'll keep those and tuck them in. So what you do with a hairnet is you loop it on top of the bun like this, and then you take the excess, you twist it, and then you put it on top again. Depending on your hair, you may do this once, you may do this twice or 3 times, it just depends on how thick it is. It's best to try and get one that matches your hair as closely as possible. As a blonde, that was always really hard for me to do because they all look kind of yellow, but just try. And then just pin a couple more pins in. This will keep the hairnet on and keep the bun secure because you want the bun to stay as tight as possible. And at this point, just adjust and do whatever you think it needs to make it look better. Once you kind of get the basic thing of it, you can add hairspray. So you spray the bun itself. You're going to want to use a lot of hairspray. And you want to do the sides especially. And it helps if you spray it and then immediately press it down while it's still wet. You can also spray your hand and do that. It'll tame all the little wispies and flyaways. You can also use a soft brush. I don't know what the technical name for those are to smooth everything out. Or I've seen people use like a clean toothbrush to brush all of this back perfectly. I'm not going to make Hannah's hair completely hard today since she's not actually performing. But we're just going to spray it to get the basic idea of it. That is the final line for this bun. So that is the the cinnamon roll bun with your natural hair part. Okay, so this next bun is a little bit different. We're gonna do this one with your hair slicked back. It's gonna be a medium height bun, and it's a different way of twisting it. So this is the way I used to do mine because I've always had a lot of really short layers and stuff in my hair, so the cinnamon roll just didn't work. This one's also good because you put a scrunchie in your hair or a hair tie before you start twisting it, so it will sometimes help things stay. You can also do a hair tie before you do the cinnamon roll bun. I just didn't need to with Hannah's hair. But if you want to with your hair and you want to feel extra secure, go for it. So again, you're gonna want to brush your hair completely out, but this time, instead of leaving the part, you're going to brush back her hair. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take hairspray and I'm going to spray it on my hands. So I'll spray it on my hand, I will rub them together slightly, and then I will take this on her hair. This will help it really stay back. You can also use gel. Doesn't have to be perfect yet, this is just the starting point. And I'm going to brush it into my hand. Don't want to over brush it because it'll wash out all the hairspray you just put in. I'm kind of just using the brush lightly to move the hair where I want it, because you want to try and make it as smooth as possible. Okay, then once you have it in the spot you want it in the ponytail, you're going to take a hair tie and tie your hair off. I usually try and do one that matches my hair, but you probably won't end up seeing it, so it might not actually be that big of a deal. And more times than not, I will spray my hands again at this point and just swipe it back a little bit. And you guessed it, we're gonna spray my hands one more time and run them down the ponytail. Okay, so this gets a little bit complicated. So you're gonna take the ponytail, make sure it's super tight, and split it in half. So again, you're probably gonna want someone to hand you bobby pins. So make sure they're both completely smoothed out. Grab them both and twist in opposite directions. Then you're gonna take them and cross them and pin right there under that cross. Then take one of the sides and start twisting up, just like the cinnamon roll, pinning as you go. Then keep hold of it and take the other side and do the same thing. So twist a little bit up and pin it. It takes a little bit getting used to, but then once you practice it enough, it actually gets really easy and second nature. And you can do it without a mirror even. Just keep twisting in opposite ways and pinning. Okay, and that's the basics of the bun. So you can add more pins where you feel needed, and then we're going to do the same thing and add the hairnet in. Remember from last time, we're going to take it up the top here, gather it all at the bottom, twist it, and then loop back up over top. And then add a couple more pins to make sure that the hairnet is secure. Okay, and I'm just going to hairspray it. Make sure to specifically spray the bun, and then again spray the sides. You can smooth it out. And the top. And you can hold this up and spray the bottom. And if you have little baby hairs like this, you can take them and pin them. I'll usually take them and crisscross them right at the base of your head. And you're going to want to spray your hands yet again, yes, and smooth over the whole thing. I would typically use a lot more hairspray than this if it was actually a performance, but there's no reason to waste all of that hairspray right now. And that's it. And that is what I like to call the crisscross twisty bun on tap. I'm not kidding, I literally call it that. Thanks for watching! hope that this was I hope this was helpful and that you now know how to do your hair. These are just a couple different ways to do it. Probably the most popular and my personal preferences and the easiest. So let me know if you liked this video by liking it and subscribe. Turn the notification bell to get notified every single time I post. And let me know what other videos you want to see, or if there's any other videos you want me and Hannah to do. Let me know which one was your favorite, 1 or 2. And to see more videos from me, click over here. Anything you want to add?
Did we say to make sure to check with the studio?
Make sure to check with your studio which style of bun you want to use, or if it's a personal preference thing, you don't have any rules, you can just pick which one you like or which one's easier. They definitely take practice, but I've been doing this like my whole life, so just keep trying and it'll be easier. I mean, I got to the point where I could do hair in like 2 minutes. It's like crazy. So yeah, I think that's everything. Anything else? So, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. To see more videos, click over here, and I will see you all soon. Hope you have a magical Monday. Bye!